Yes, Ian.
Over the last week, there's been a little bit more data sharing from China on COVID after back and forth with the WHO. Is the U.S. satisfied with the level of transparency in recent days from China on COVID, or would you like to see more transparency over data on illnesses and infections and deaths?
So this is really a better question for the WHO. The WHO is in the best position to judge the level of transparency that the PRC is exhibiting. They've made various statements. There was a session between WHO officials and PRC officials early this year. In the aftermath of that session, the WHO issued a public statement. Over the weekend, I believe it was, the PRC provided additional data and that was welcomed by the WHO. We continue to urge transparency on COVID-19 data, including from the PRC. Our position is the position of scientists, public health experts around the world, that without this data, it will be difficult for public health officials to ensure they will be prepared to reduce the spread and identify any new potential variants. So we continue to urge the PRC to be fully transparent. The measures that we put in place, the measures that we announced just before the new year and put into place earlier this year, the pre-departure testing for individuals traveling from the PRC to the United States, also made this point. Those measures are based on both the prevalence of COVID in the PRC, but also what we were seeing at the time, or namely what we were not seeing at the time. The lack of transparent data distribution from the PRC, principally to the WHO, including the genomic sequencing, so that the WHO could have an early warning should any new variants develop and be spreading beyond the PRC's.
Has that lack of data colored any of the discussions between the U.S. and China in the lead up to Blinken's visit in February?
If by colored, do you mean has it derailed, has it disrupted the planning? I'll say that Secretary Blinken fully expects to travel to Beijing next month. That is something that we are still planning for on a daily basis, including we're working closely with our counterparts in the PRC to see to it that this trip is constructive, it is productive, that it's substantive as well. Yes.